that at some point, one way or the other, we end up here for lunch. It's pretty much become, the culture of coming to the beach at the Jersey Shore. We're super excited to have them as part of the Breaks family. They are one of our primary sponsors for the upcoming season. This is James' first time here, so we're gonna have him try a bunch of different things.
I'm definitely gonna get something with protein, definitely a smoothie, but I also want to try a couple, maybe a bowl and definitely a couple of the shots that I want to try as well.
I'm a power bowl guy, a little bit of protein, a little granola, a little mixture of some fruits. Pretty good.
Being a part of the Breaks is amazing. You guys are starting here in Belmar, where we started quite a few years ago when we grew. We're at almost 400 stores now, and see you guys grow and be a part of us and the community as well.
Knowing that it's right down the street from where we're playing basketball now, we'll definitely be bringing, as many players as we can over here to check it out and continuously promote them as they're supporting us.
I think we're ready to talk about where it is at this point. If that's
Yeah, where is it? Where are we?
So we are located in Three Brooks Plaza, 3475 Route 9, northbound side, across from the AAA building. We're at the light. 75% of demos about done, which means that the build out will start soon.
All the tanks are going to be here, and the still's going to be here, and because we have this huge glass wall over here, you'll be able to see all of it from Route 9.
My favorite thing tomorrow, we're getting our fireplace tomorrow. So
Fireplace is coming tomorrow,
Not
yeah.
installed, it'll just be sitting in
not
the corner.
that was my only must-have.
But it is coming. We're excited to be here, excited to get this thing kind of moving along, and as you can see, it is moving along. So, Freehold Distilling Company.
I think it's time for the coming soon signs out to be in the windows now.
I think they're going up. We are not going to put a date on. Coming soon is the date.
2.5 years.
My role and my job is to do everything in my power to rebuild Jersey Shore basketball.
Last year, they didn't get the respect that they deserved because they were the new kids on the block.
Right now, we're basically starting from scratch.
If you were a kid and you went to like amusement parks and you jumped on the ride, right? The roller coasters starting to go up, all of a sudden it friggin' shuts down and gets stuck. That's the season one of the breaks. So that roller coaster was kind of stuck right during that losing streak. But then you started to see, okay, no one's panicking. We're gonna get this ride to come back down. And we started to see it with their play, with their passion, with their competitive spirit. They started to snap that losing streak, get a couple wins, roller coaster starts coming back down again, and then boom, everyone's getting off the ride and we're like, hey, let's do it again, let's do it again.
Super excited to have our second season be here at St. Rose. Growing up and coming here to the JSBL games as a kid and seeing Anthony Mason and Rod Strickland and Bobby Hurley and some of these local legends, you know, consistently play, and, you know, more recently Chris Smith, who's, you know, part of our organization and, you know, a great dude.
New venue, new year, new players. Jersey Shore has put out tremendous talents throughout the years. Now we're trying to take it to another level and turn this basketball into a real live showcase.
Number 30, Quan Tucker. Number 20, Miles Carter. Number
33, Evan Henson. Number 2, Shaquille Goodwin. One and only number 23, Anthony Lee. And now the starting lineup for your Jersey Shore Breaks. 5'8" guard from Monmouth University, Justin Robinson. A 6'10" center from the University of North Carolina, Desmond Jackson. A 6'7" forward from the University of New Mexico, Jetpack Simmons. A 6'8" forward from the Bronx, New York, played in Wichita State and the New York Knicks, Anthony Early. And the captain, number 5, a 6'2" guard from Louisville, Chris Smith.
I got fire on him. Just walked in, that's my twin Balenciaga. Talking about killing on the net, he been entitled on me. Won't believe this hoodie 1500 without no logo on it. Boy, we been a Spangler homie. Titan ganger on him. I ain't never had before. Dog so broke, I'm praying for him. She up waiting for me. Got the trench banging on me. When I hit the bank, they know me. I feel like they favorite.
And inside historic St. Rose High School in Belmar, New Jersey, this is 94-50. Jersey Shore Breaks get set to take on the Reading Rebels. Rich Quinones is courtside. We are also coming to you live on NY48 WWON TV. Early on in the season, both teams have yet to still find their sea legs, if you will. Jersey Shore coming off a nice win, a nice home win last week, and looking to build upon that. Defense was the key in that one. And if you're Reading, thin bench, they also have to figure out a way to play a little better defense. They allowed New York Phoenix's Jot James to go for 39 the last time out. So guarding the guard has been a challenge for this Reading team. As I mentioned, they're giving up right around $100 plus. They're scoring 106. Jersey Shore sitting at 99.6 a clip. Breaks will don their home blues. It'll be Simmons, Jackson, who was the catalyst defensively, Early, Smith, Robinson back, missed last week's home game, and they certainly could have used this 17 plus a clip, but offensively, you had some big efforts late in that game. Chris Smith, Callaway, and I thought ultimately it was defense, and we'll see how it plays out. Breaks left to right, Smith pulls the trigger. That doesn't drop, we'll set it for Reading in a moment, and a couple players to watch. Number 23, Anthony Lee, the vet. 3, good start for the Rebels. So it'll be Lee, Tucker, Carter, Hinson, and Goodwin on the floor. Little stop and pop coming back off the mark. Simmons misses his first. They want to get out and run, do the Rebels. And a quick 5-0 burst to start things off for Reading. Offensively, this is exactly what their coaching staff wanted. Early pulls the trigger, so thus far 0 for 3 for the Breaks on the floor. It's something you really don't see, and that's something you got to watch for, because typically that light should have been pulled up on the floor, but nonetheless, it'll stay with the Breaks. Robinson averaging about 17. Very explosive. Picks up the dribble. Drops home. 16-footer, 5-2. Breaks get on the board early on in the first. Carter manning the point. They'll swing it, and that drops home for a 3-ball. So excellent job shooting early on for Reading. I believe that was Tucker with the bucket. 8-2, Reading up by 6. Robinson 2 for 2. 4 points to start things off. Tell you what an outstanding shooting performance early on. Anthony Lee again draining the three. I mean, Reading just on fire right now to start things off. 11-4, they lead by 7, under 10 to play in this first quarter. Early trying to create a little bit of space, loses it. Lee has it. They got numbers 3-on-2 to the Rebels. Stolen away, lost it. Robinson's coming back the other way. Banging and bumping. Robinson will not be hesitant to pull the trigger. Trying to create a little space, 6-footer. That doesn't fall. Tipped around, little loose change coming back. Early floater, misses it, gets his own rebound off the glass. Good second effort. Lee Anthony Early. 11-6. Breaks trail by 5. Lee pulls the trigger one more time. Counting again, Anthony Lee. Absolutely on fire, and so is this Reading offense. Only miss was that shot that hit one of the light fixtures. Excellent start by the Rebels, 14-6. They lead it by 8. Smith swings it early. Probably not the 3 you want or the player taking it. Hasn't shot a lot of them. See if this Rebels hot start continues from beyond the arc. And it does! Oh my goodness, again! They are cooking right now. That's Hinson with a big 3-ball from the vet. Smith trying to create a little space, foul line extended. Jackson rips down the rebound over to Robinson with his head up, trying to slither down the baseline, gives it up over to Anthony. Early now, loses it, and now the Rebels again. Lee, why not? He's been on fire. Finally a miss from beyond the arc. 5 of 6 to start things off for Reading. And Randy Holmes wants to talk about it. 17-6, excellent offensive start by the Rebels right now. Neither team a very good three-point shooting team, but Reading doing an outstanding job, and they've got players that can stretch the floor. I mentioned Anthony Lee averaging about 22-23. Tucker chips in just under 19 a clip. Carter, as solid as they come, 13. Rips down right around 4 rebounds. Hinson, wily veteran as we mentioned, always good for a double-double. Defensively, Jersey Shore Breaks need to wake up a little bit. They got to start creeping out on that perimeter. 8:32 to go in this opening quarter. And if you're a Rebels fan, that is your best case scenario. Excellent start.
The Blakes need some tips going into this season. Anybody got any ideas?
Yes, they need to prepare in the preseason. They have to get their information together, their W-2s, their 1099s, their expenses.
They can't leave points on the board. We got to make sure they're taking their open deductions. Team gear, office supplies, everything else they got.
This might be too much to put on their plates, though. Sometimes you got to find an open teammate and use a professional, like us.
$8:32 to go in the first. I want to remind everyone, timeout brought to you by our good friends over at Travis David Group CMG Home Loans, buying a home or refinancing. Don't guess, have a strategy from a local pro. Travis David at CMG Home Loans helps you buy smarter, refinance better, build wealth through real estate, low down payment programs for certain time. Homeowners, renovation financing, great options for business owners. They've got the solutions that fit your game plan. Visit them online, travisdavid.lending.com. If you're the Breaks right now, defensively, you got to figure out what your game plan is going to be, because early on, Reading has just been ripping the twine, up 17-6, shooting with a lot of confidence from beyond the arc. Mention Anthony Lee, one of the vets, Kutztown product, excellent player, just steady as they come, pros pro, number 23. They've got some young players too, coming out of the Philly area. Carter, 25 years of age from Philly. We'll talk a little more about him as this game and broadcast progresses. 17-6, 8:32 to go.
All right, here we go.
So Robinson's going to push it across the timeline. They'll skip it and swing it. 3 out of the timeout. They needed that one.
50-point basket, 3 Anthony early from Justin Robinson.
Coming back, Reading. Tipped, back tap. They're going to get a call on the floor.
Call number 2, Josiah Simmons is first. Team first.
Robinson D'ing up. They go right downstairs. Low block. Bang, and Jackson's going to get tagged with it. And Goodwin banging around. He'll go to a line for 2. First is missed, off the mark. Goodwin 57% from the line. 1 of 2, splits him. Almost stolen away, good defense. So the light press. And Early's going to bring it up. They got Robinson playing off the ball. Early wants to create, picks up the dribble, looks inside to Jackson, banging around off the glass. He can't convert that one. Defensively, did an outstanding job. Good entry pass with the cutter. But last weekend, a lot of bunnies missed by the breaks. Counted unofficially 10 missed layups. Weak side help again. Early contested the shot, rebound. Jackson rips it down. Robinson with his head up. Had Smith in the coffin corner. Smith, reverse, count it. Chris Smith with the right hand. 18-11. Running by 7. And again, that weak side help came with the rotation. Robinson trying to split the defenders. Entry pass and a dandy right off the glass. Des Jackson. So 7-0 spurt by the breaks. Almost caused a turnover. Trying to pull Early out. Shot clock winding down under 15. Long stretch, that's a turnover. So a little bit out of sync right now for Reading. Frick's going to check in for the first time. Goodwin checks out. Robinson just needs a little bit of space to create. He'll pull the trigger. And again, off the rebound. And a good putback by Jackson, assertive. Not going to give you a lot of points, but that lunch pail type of effort. Splitting him does Lee and gives it up. Oh, goodness, the left-handed flush was missed. And the three's in and out. See the athleticism by Reading. They just couldn't finish. Simmons now trying to create. And that was Tucker who missed that dunk, and another putback again. Excellent job offensively with the glass. Jersey Shore breaks. Nice little run. Guards are a little out of control right now for Reading.
Number 23, Anthony Early is third. Michael Carter to the line. 2.
First is good. Second is good. So Carter gets in a line. Now they want to kind of calm him down a little bit. Excitable player. Early drops it home. They're still kind of void of that legit true point guard. Reading, you might see Lee be the primary ball handler. Carter, again, a little out of control though. They converge quickly. Kick out. Easy rebound for Early right now. Opportunity with a bucket for the Breaks to take the lead. Little shake and bake Robinson. Created his shot, tried to go off the glass. Drew the contact and the foul. He'll go to the line. Reading wants to talk about it. 5:05 to go in this first quarter. Breaks go to the line with an opportunity to take the lead. They trail this one 20-19. This is 94.50 on our YouTube channel and as well as on NY48 WWON TV.
Jersey Shore dancing.
So Reading traveled with 10 today. Come off that tough loss against New York. I think they're much better than their 2-7 record indicates. Have dropped 5 straight, 0-3 on the road. So an opportunity for Jersey Shore to take advantage of that. Win another game at home. Jersey Shore sits with a 2-6 mark. Reading did defeat the Breaks earlier in the season, 124-92. Breaks didn't have, some of their bigs didn't have Robinson at that moment. They did make some transitions earlier in the week. As teams are allotted roster flexibility. So Hinson, Tucker, Lee. Carter on the floor right now for Reading. And Fritz rounds it out, number 17. 6'8" power forward. Robinson, line for 2. Jersey Shore bottom when it comes to three-point shooting and free from the charity stripe. They are not the strongest team. 1-2. Robinson, we're knotted up at 20 apiece. 5:05 to go, and a little soft press. That's something that I spoke to Coach Randy Holmes. Carter kick out, swings one more time. Hinson thought about it, wants to put it on the floor. Back over to Carter. See if they try to get Lee flashing for a moment. And you see it right there. Just, I mean, they get the bucket, but a little bit of the hesitation. Sometimes you get that point guard to jump up in the air and commit, and that's a turnover waiting to happen. Smith now picks up the dribble. Junior Santillan for the first time with the right hand. Count it! Making his presence felt. Right off the glass. Averaging 13 a game. knocks home the free throw. 3-point play completed. Breaks their first lead, 23-22. 4:32 to go. Carter has it. Looking for that alley-oop. They close and congested. Santil over to Smith. Trying to create. Chris Smith likes that step back. Doesn't drop. Carter now. Redding wants to get out and run. Carter gets it to drop, so Decisive put it on the floor and attack the tin. They're banging around a little bit. Caught up, Santil. Oh, he rejected. Carter met him at the rim. Junior Santil tried to flush it with two hands. That's a good basketball foul. Preventing that easy dunk. Santel dealing with some back issues here and there, but a little spring in the step right there. Stambeck's about to check in for the first time this afternoon. So that towards start shooting by Redding has cooled off a little bit. Bounce pass into Danny. Oh, two-man game. Lee tried to give it back up. Little confusion. Santel early. And another bunny missed, and he gets his own tip in. Now he's got to be careful there. This is something that is absolutely plagued early the last several games, and it bears worth repeating. He just needs to calm down. He's already developed a reputation. He got ejected in 2 games, got teed up last week. You don't want to belabor the point, but after a while, it just gets ridiculous. Just play the game. Underneath, doesn't fall by Lee. Robinson has it. Robinson thought about it, hesitated. Looking to sliver, a little space, turn around, floater, tough shot off the mark. Contested, not the best offensive set by the breaks. Hinson gives it up over to Carter. Got to get the ball in Lee's hands, make him create. Carter behind the back. Little shimmy stake, drop off, long 3, catch and shoot. That drops home. Tucker drains it. He had 18 off the bench last time out. 21 minutes, coming back the other end. Robinson with a 3 of his own. 29-27, breaks back up by 2. They'll double Carter, looking for a little space, kicks it to Lee in rhythm. Anthony Lee, playing like an absolute all-star. Less than halfway through this season, just a brilliant player in this 94-50 league. Stand back, get him going. Drops home the trifecta. That's his shot. It's one of the reasons they signed him. His ability to knock down the 3. Tipped around, got the rebound. Robinson pushes it 32-30. Whip pass over to Simmons. They'll swing it, coffin corner. One more time, stand back. Off the mark, clean look. Simmons hustles, pulls it right back out. Santel, count it for Junior. So for 2 teams that came in, poor shooting from beyond the arc. 3 balls dropping for both of them. Carter in traffic. Back over to Hinson. Over to Carter. Inside, spin moving to Dandy. That's a gorgeous lay-in. That was Fitz. Mentioned the Freeport, Bahamas native. 35-32, breaks up by 3. High scoring first quarter. Robinson slithering again down the boulevard. Tough shot in traffic. Lee. Defensively, major lapse. by the breaks right there, and Randy Holmes is not happy about that. So Scott checks out. You're going to get a couple of fresh bodies for Reading. Lee goes to line. I mentioned Anthony Lee, such a really good-looking player. I mean, he's been with Reading for a while now. Willow Grove product, 30 years of age. Kutztown University, 2018-19 team MVP. Leading the league from the charity stripe, 91%. Also, we mentioned his three-point shooting prowess. He's one of the league leaders as well, 52%. Jamie Calloway checks in number 10. Was a spark plug offensively, shouldered the load late last weekend in that win for the Breaks against the Vipers. Funchess on the floor as well with Jackson, so they're going a little bigger. Simmons can be that primary offensive threat. Ja'Kai Simmons, long three, that doesn't fall, tipped around. Reading has it, there's your hot hand, number 23, does it continue? It does, having himself a quarter. We are not up at 35 apiece. Stanback, high arcing three, tipped around, Funchess couldn't corral it. Got to put a body on number 23, just absolutely killing the breaks right now. Anthony Lee picked up the dribble underneath. He is absolutely red hot right now. (37-35) Callaway. Shot clock winding down. Waiting a little too long, possession-wise. Stanback, count it. First quarter in the books with that three. Breaks lead at 38-37. We'll get you some stats as well. Quick timeout, 1 quarter in the books. This is 94-50, as well as we are coming to you live on NY48 WWON TV.
I'm here at Soulcraft Inc. and I'm here to do a portrait tattoo of my daughter, Azul. I gotta put her in a special place and she'll have that place on my neck. Yeah, we're the Jersey Shore Breaks, man. This is the first professional basketball team in New Jersey since the Jersey Shore Cats. I feel like I'm in great hands. Angel is probably one of the top artists in New Jersey. Me, Matt, and Jay, you know, we became close over time. Started as business, now everybody's pretty much a family.
For us, it's a no-brainer. People who grow up here in the Jersey Shore, growing up playing sports, understanding what Chris and his family have done for this local community for all these years, and now to be a part, help this team roll out right here on the Jersey Shore, it's exciting.
I mean, as a local business, we sponsor a lot of the high school teams, we sponsor a lot of the youth teams.
For sure.
Now we have a chance to sponsor a professional team.
It's this tying in culture, community, sports, and I think that's what we're excited to do here. And thankful for this opportunity that Breaks has given us.
Crazy. Everything I imagined was here. Everything I imagined that shit is here.
All right, back inside St. Rose in Belmar, New Jersey, 94-50 lead. Rich Quinones courtside. Jersey Shore Breaks, Reading Rebels. Pretty exciting first quarter of action. The Breaks, courtesy of that Stanback three to close things out, lead at 38-37. Anthony Lee, 14 points, absolutely on fire in that first quarter for Reading. They did an excellent job from beyond the arc and the perimeter. And you have to wonder defensively some adjustments from the perimeter for Jersey Shore. For the Breaks, early with 11 points. So the Breaks moving defensively. Their home Blues, and a three coming back. That's off the mark. Here comes Jersey Shore, left to right. Smith, a little quiet in this first quarter. Step back, Chris Smith. Gets it to drop. Scott right now trying to go right back downstairs in that low block. They want that matchup. Jackson altering that shot, does an excellent job. They can't corral the rebound. There's a call on the floor. Trying to get clarity on who the call is on. I don't want to assume it's Chris Smith, even though he's stating his case to the referee. So a little housekeeping on the floor. Keep that court dry. Goodwin to the line. Being a Georgia product. Southwest DeKalb High School led them to back-to-back state titles. University of Memphis entered the draft in 2016. Couldn't convert, but they still get the rebound. They pull it back out. And off the miss, Goodwin tries to hustle down that tough, tight, congested little coughing corner. Smith, stand back now. Going right back down the low block. This is where Chris Smith loves to feast down there. Can't get it to drop. Renning's coming back. 2 will tie, 3 will take the lead. Lee left it a little short, congested. Goodwin's going to pick up the foul. It's a pretty important game for both these teams. You have Reading coming in with those 5 straight losses, have not yet to win on the road. And you have Jersey Shore trying to protect home floor. Three is off. I know these bigs like to shoot the threes, but that's not their strong suit for Jersey Shore. Gonna get the call either on Jackson or Funchess. I think Funchess reached in. Scott will inbound it. Check that. Tucker's going to inbound it right now with Stanbeck on him. Early checks back in. Jackson's going to check out. Causewell has it, gives it up. I think they tried to go inside and just lost it. Stanbeck, long 3. In and out. I'd like to see him be a little more patient with their offensive possessions. Speaking of the breaks, up by 2, good pass. Off the trailer, Goodwin got tagged on that one again. So I mentioned Nolan Causewell, 25 years of age, Dwayne Causewell's son. Good player. Both teams with some tough losses to start this inaugural 94-by-50 season. But 2 well-coached teams. second is good. We are knotted up at 40 apiece. Under 10 to go in the second quarter. Callaway picked up the dribble through that triple team. Stanback hit that early three, still trying to find a shot. Callaway, a little off balance. I don't think he shot, he didn't set himself in another unforced error and bad turnover by Reading. But speaking of which, the shot selection, I think if you're coach Randy Holmes of the Jersey Shore Breaks, you want them to be a little more judicious with their shot selection. They don't need to just keep chucking it from beyond the arc. Go right back down inside. Smith, using that body and frame, gets it to drop. He'll take that matchup all afternoon long against a smaller Lee. Chris Smith is just too strong up top. 42-40. Tell you what, looked like a travel from here, but nonetheless, Scott got it, retrieved it, and converted it. Smith again, see if he backs down Lee once more. Oh, rejected coming back. Breaks one at a goaltend, looked like a clean block. Looked like the ball was still on its way up. Lee right now with that hot hand. And it continues, Anthony Lee, 16. Reading up by 2, 44-42. Jersey Shore offensively, too much ISO ball, a little out of sync. Stanback finally got it to drop. Knotted up again at 44. Back and forth we go. That is a long three that rips the twi-line. Scott with confidence, 26-year-old from Milwaukee. Didn't even hesitate. Callaway thought about it, wants to put it on the floor. Off balance, step back, that doesn't fall. Scott, who just nailed that three, being harassed, gives it off, good dish. And Smith can only foul. Tucker was about to explode to the tin. Smith had to grab his arm. Well, right now, you got a lot of chirping going on the Breaks bench, and they seem very disorganized. You got players barking at each other, and, it makes a coach's job a little more tougher. And as I mentioned, the coaching staff, they were under fire last week, and that was a game they had to have against Virginia. And they finally were able to pull away against the Vipers, kind of steady the waters a little bit, but they have a lot of strong personalities on this roster. Talented, but a lot of alphas. Second drops home. Back up to 5, 49-44. Remember, Reading led early in this one by 7 due to their great shooting. Robinson trying to slither down the lane, rejected again, weak side. They converge on. Anytime he puts it on the floor, you're going to see 3 Reading Rebels just converge. They know he's the primary guard. He's the facilitator. Catch and shoot quickly. Simmons, coffin corner, counted. Needed something to wake up the crowd. 49-47. Reading by 2. Floater in the lane. That doesn't drop. Tipped around. Stanback has it. Gives it up to Robinson. Looks over. Simmons, who just hit that 3, can't convert that one. That is a very late call on the floor. It's going to benefit the Breaks. Trailing by 2, 7:23 to go in the second quarter. Early. Drops it home with the 3. 50-49, 7-13. Checking the ball for a moment. I don't know what's going on, far end of the floor. Or did they burn a timeout? So we got to get clarity on a couple possessions ago. I don't know if they ruled that goaltending or not, but we'll keep it at 50-49. We will see if we can clean that up. Scott trying to take Robinson. Tried to go for that chest pass, needed that bounce pass. Stanback converged quickly and got his left hand on it. Under 7 to go in this second quarter. See, both teams, they are desperate for a win. Lee ripped down the rebound underneath for the flush! In traffic! Causewell flushing it home. And that gets the Reading bench up early right now. Stolen away. 3-on-1. Jailbreak opportunity. Look out! Oh, with the right hand coming back. Tomahawk dunk. Back-to-back dunks by the 25-year-old product from Atlanta, Georgia. Ripping the rim. Smith with a 3. Quiets Reading. We are knotted up at 53. We talked about the athleticism and an easy jailbreak. Stanback comes back. Hustle play, weak side. Early pulls it right back out. Goes inside. Robinson dishes back to Early. What a right-handed flush of his own. Right down 95. Cleanthony Early. Back and forth we go. Turn it into a dunk fest in North Jersey. 55-53, 5:51 to go in the second quarter. Reading just got teed up. I believe it was Coach Mahan got teed up. So Smith knocks down the tee and the free throw. So Reading with the tee. And that pushes the Breaks lead to 3, 56-53. It is getting very chippy out on the floor. Look, in essence, you got PA in Jersey, right? You got Reading, you got Jersey Shore. A lot of these players are familiar with each other. And it's definitely getting chippy, getting very competitive. And you would think by the records, 4 wins between these two squads, 2-7 for Reading, 2-6 for Jersey Shore, respectively. They're playing hard. It's a competitive game, entertaining game too. Lee had 14 in the first, just 2 in the second quarter. 2-man game. That's an easy call. They're going to call that goaltend by Jackson. And Chris Smith is pleading with the referee that if that's the case, then you should have called the bucket coming back the other end with that questionable non-call on the goaltend. But as it sits right now, 56-55, and that's how we have to score it. Breaks up by 1, 5:37 to go. Robinson now will get it across the timeline. Breaks moving left to right. Robinson trying to create a little bit. Little stutter stagger step goes inside. Excellent job by Reading. Cutting off, and again, they got numbers, kick out. Lee, catch and shoot. Left it a little short. Stanback has it over to Smith. He wants to get out and run. Little stutter by the veteran. Lost the handle. Fortuitous bounce. Simmons gives it right back to Smith. 3-ball. In and out. Dropped all the way in. Popped right back out. Doesn't fall for Smith. Reading with a bucket can retake the lead. Floater, high arcer. Bodies banging down on the low block. Scott can't get it to drop. Early's checking back in. So it's a timeout on the floor by Reading. 4:56 to go. 56-55. Breaks up by 1. This is 94 by 50. We are live on NY48 WWON TV. Quick timeout.
We end up coming back to the beach, that at some point, one way or the other, we end up here for lunch. It's pretty much become, the culture of coming to the beach at the Jersey Shore. We're super excited to have them as part of the Breaks family. They are one of our primary sponsors for the upcoming season. This is James' first time here, so we're gonna have him try a bunch of different things.
I'm definitely gonna get something with protein, definitely a smoothie, but I also want to try a couple, maybe a bowl and definitely a couple of the shots that I want to try as well.
I'm a power bowl guy, a little bit of protein, a little granola, a little mixture of some fruits. Pretty good.
Being a part of the Breaks is amazing. You guys are starting here in Belmar, where we started quite a few years ago when we grew. We're at almost 400 stores now, and see you guys grow and be a part of us and the community as well.
Knowing that it's right down the street from where we're playing basketball now, we'll definitely be bringing, as many players as we can over here to check it out and continuously promote them as they're supporting us.
Back inside St. Rose's High School, 56-55, Breaks lead it by 1. 4:55 to go in the second quarter of action, 94-50, Rich Quinones courtside. We are also live on NY48 WWON TV. So early rounds in this one, kind of back and forth, couple body shots delivered by each team. Robinson retrieves it back over to Simmons. Shot hasn't fallen just yet for Ja'Kai Simmons, but he can create in various ways. And defensively doing an excellent job. Averages about 2 steals a contest. That's a 3 coming back. Hinson. %36%. Knocking down a couple big ones. 58-56. Reading back up by 2. Early being harassed. Shot clock winding down. Got to get going. Early stopped. Counted. Early's got to be very careful. He's about to get teed up again. Can ill afford to not have him on the floor. Coming back the other end. Anthony Lee, why not? 19. Robinson behind the back. Almost lost the dribble. Has to retrieve it. They'll swing it back over to Early. Little short. They have to make adjustments and get a body on number 23, even if they got to pull out a little bit. You saw right there. Can't give him any space. Lee again. Oh my goodness. What a half for Anthony Lee. Torturing the Breaks. 64-58. What a whale of a contest for the vet. Interesting enough, I spoke to him prior to game and I was like, yeah, you're still lighting it up. Robinson draws the contact. and drops home the bucket. They needed that one to stop the bleeding a little bit. And that's tricky sometimes. You see that old school kind of like leg kick to draw the contact. But nonetheless, defender lunged into Robinson off the shot. Santel's getting ready to check back in. So as it stands right now, Simmons, Early, Robinson, Smith, and Jackson on the floor. 64-60, Reading up by 4. Breaks trying to slice into it. Robinson converts it. It's a 3-point lead right now for Reading as they race to get it across the timeline. And again, you got to wonder when the adjustments are going to made. Get the ball out of number 23's hands. That's exactly what they do. They start to double and try to be disruptive underneath. Early's going to get tagged with it. Got back though, slid over, just a little second too late. Fritz goes to the line, averaging just around 4.2. Misses the first. Just his 12th free throw of the season. Simmons checks out. Santel checks in. Missed them both. Good hustle play coming back. And Reading with another opportunity. Second chance points, but they give it up. Early has it. Over to Smith. Back over to Early. Can't corral it in transition. They had it. And they had numbers. Shot clock sits at 19. Game clock 2:40. Reading up by 3. 64-61. 3 can tie it for the breaks. Smith trying to back up. Robinson knotted up at 64 apiece. Averaging 17 a contest. I thought maybe he would have a big game today. Defensively, Reading had a lot of issues defending James. They might not have to worry about it if Lee continues, and Robinson with another 3. So right now, it's the Robinson and Lee show, respectively. Little mano-y-mano going on. 6 quickies for Robinson, and it's going to go the other way. Oh, that is a tough, tough call for Reading. That's on Goodwin. Robinson with the hot hand. Now you got to pull another defender out. Decide if he's going to shoot it. Break down the defense. Feeling it a little bit. Can't convert that one. Tipped around. Santel, look out! Oh, the alley-oop and the flush! Junior to Jackson. Count it. Breaks up by 3, 69-66. A little showtime inside St. Rose's. Hinson thinking about the 3, wants to pull the trigger, puts it on the floor. Early banging around, almost gave it up. Got to get going with the shot clock winding down. Back over to Hinson. Long 3, that doesn't fall. Tipped around, Smith. The breaks have it. Robinson, alley-oop. And Early couldn't finish. Got a little too cute there after that one. That would have been a highlight reel dunk. Opportunity for Reading. They take advantage of the loose change. Good transition bucket by the Rebels. Back and forth. I mean, these teams right now, we're looking potentially at a $130, a $140 out of the norm offensively. Early stutter step underneath with the right-handed scoop. Two-man game. Hinson off the glass, got it to drop. 71-70 in the second quarter, late, under 30 seconds. Back over to Robinson. Hit his last 3 out of 4, looking to create a little bit of daylight. Alley-oop, they can't get that to drop. Bunnies are right there. Reading has an opportunity to take the lead. Coming back. Count it! Oh, it hung up in there and bounced around for a New York minute. It's Fitz converting. Absolutely wild first half. I mean, throw defense. I came on the air preaching defense with these two teams that are averaging right around 95 to 100, and they are well on their way. I mean, buckle up. This might be a wild one. Free throws miss. Plenty of time. So Fritz couldn't convert, but he's had a nice first half. 6-5, Robinson got to get going. Trying to create, stutter step between the legs. Robinson, step back, picks up the dribble floater, doesn't drop. And that's how the first half's going to end. And it rattles in and out around the rim. 72-71. Reading up by 1. My goodness, we need to take a breath. And a breath. 72-71. I don't know how many 94 by 50 fans had that on their bingo card after 2 quarters of action. But nonetheless, at the half, Reading leads it by 1, 72-71. Quick timeout. We'll step aside. It's halftime inside St. Rose's. This is 94 by 50.
All right, welcome back to Jersey Shore Breaks Play.
No, I didn't have anything. It was black. It's all good. No worries. I'll give you one to write on the back. Did you happen to get the time of the technical foul? Did you happen to write down the time of the technical foul when it happened? Let's go over stats. No. Alright, what do we got? They'll give me the high man. We're ready.
My role and my job is to do everything in my power to rebuild Jersey Shore basketball.
Last year, they didn't get the respect that they deserved because they were the new kids on the block.
Right now, we're basically starting from scratch.
If you were a kid and you went to like amusement parks and you jumped on the ride, right? The roller coaster's starting to go up, all of a sudden it friggin' shuts down and gets stuck. That's the season 1 of the breaks. So that roller coaster was kind of stuck right during that losing streak. But then you started to see, okay, no one's panicking, we're going to get this ride to come back down. And we started to see it with their play, with their passion, with their competitive spirit. They started to snap that losing streak, get a couple wins, roller coaster starts coming back down again, and then boom, everyone's getting off the ride, and we're like, hey, let's do it again, let's do it again.
Super excited to have our second season be here at St. Rose. Growing up and coming here to the JSBL games as a kid and seeing Anthony Mason and Rod Strickland and Bobby Hurley and some of these local legends, you know, consistently play, and, you know, more recently Chris Smith, who's, you know, part of our organization and, you know, great dude.
New venue, new year, new players. Jersey Shore has put out tremendous talents throughout the years. Now we're trying to take it to another level and turn this basketball into a real live showcase.
So the Breaks need some tips going into this season. Anybody got any ideas?
Yes, they need to prepare in the preseason. They have to get their information together, their W-2s, their 1099s, their expenses.
They can't leave points on the board. We got to make sure they're taking their open deductions. Team gear, office supplies, everything else they got.
This might be too much to put on their plates, though. Sometimes you gotta find an open teammate and use a professional, like us.
I'm here at Soulcraft Inc. and I'm here to do a portrait tattoo of my daughter, Azul. I gotta put her in a special place and she'll have that place on my neck. Yeah, we're the Jersey Shore Breaks, man. This is the first professional basketball team in New Jersey since the Jersey Shore Cats. I feel like I'm in great hands. Angel is probably one of the top artists in New Jersey. Me, Matt, and Jay, we became close over time. Started as business, now everybody's pretty much a family.
For us, it's a no-brainer. People who grow up here in the Jersey Shore, growing up playing sports, understanding what Chris and his family have done for this local community for all these years, and now to be a part, help this team roll out right here on the Jersey Shore, it's exciting.
I mean, as a local business, we sponsor a lot of the high school teams, we sponsor a lot of the youth teams. For sure. Now we have a chance to sponsor a professional team.
It's this tying in culture, community, sports, and I think that's what we're excited to do here. And thankful for this opportunity that Breaks has given us.
Crazy. Everything I imagined it would be. Everything I imagined that shit is.
I think we're ready to talk about where it is at this point. If that's
Yeah, where is it? Where are we?
So we are located in Three Brooks Plaza, 3475 Route 9, northbound side, across from the AAA building. We're at the light. 75% of demos about done, which means that the build out will start soon.
All the tanks are going to be here and the still's going to be here. And because we have this huge glass wall over here, you'll be able to see all of it from Route 9.
My favorite thing tomorrow, we're getting our fireplace tomorrow. So
The fireplace is coming tomorrow,
Not
yeah.
installed, it'll just be sitting in the corner.
That was my only must-have.
But it is coming. We're excited to be here, excited to get this thing kind of moving along, and as you can see, it is moving along. So, Freehold Distilling Company.
I think it's time for the coming soon signs out to be in the windows now.
I think they're going up. We are not going to put a date on there. Coming soon is the date.
2.5 years.
All right, back inside St. Rose's High School. This is 94 by 50. I'm smiling because if you like offense, you got it. If you're a Breaks fan or a Rebels fan, zero defense in this one. 72-71. Rebels lead it by 1. Anthony Lee had 14 in the first quarter and then scored another 12 in the second. He's been phenomenal from beyond the arc. He's only missed 2 shots. He's got 24 right now. That is a game high, team high for the Reading Rebels. Clay Anthony early with 20, Robinson with 11 respectively for the Breaks. I had an opportunity to speak to Breaks head coach Randy Holmes, and I just basically asked him, defense, are we going to see it in this? He told me flat out, this is not the type of pace or game that will favor the Jersey Shore Breaks. They need this game right around 90. The chances of that happening are beyond slim to none right now, especially the way the Rebels are shooting right around 53% from the floor. Defensively, I think they're going to start to face guard number 23 a little bit. They got to get back on transitional defense. Second chance points, they got to convert. And if you're Reading, I think what you're doing is working. You're getting up and down the floor. You got the hot hand in number 23. You got some athleticism as well. Guys are running the floor. They're playing both ends of the floor. They got to clean up a little bit of their turnovers and I think some of their shot selection. But once these guards start to play within themselves, I think the Rebels will be fine. All right, so third quarter coming up. This is 94-50. It's the Jersey Shore Breaks taking on the Reading Rebels. We are also on NY48 WWON TV. Third quarter of action coming up.
Tickets are still available. There is a winning ticket in that bucket, but you must purchase it. There is plenty of time left. Get your 50-50 tickets if you want to go home. It's a lot of money.
As we get set for the third quarter of action, and I was joking with Rebels Anthony Lee, kind of like putting my hands out, take it easy, take it easy. I said, you know, you're locked in. He said, I'm efficient today. Yeah, I would think so. Extremely efficient. So I think they're going to face guard. They want to take the ball out of his hands, and you just cannot let him curl and free up. Reading will start it off in the third quarter. Away Reds, moving left to right. Carter gets it across the timeline. Simmons on him. Simmons, Robinson, Early, Smith, and Jackson, your starting 5 for Jersey Shore. Stop and pop. Good start for the Rebels. Carter shooting with confidence. Smith with the left hand, the veteran, and off the miss. Follow through jam. Jackson trailed perfectly on that one. 74-73, Reading up by 1. Maybe a little rush possession offensively with the 3 not falling. Robinson trying to go inside in the interior. Good job by Reading, cutting off the lane, coming back the other end. Euro step, left hand. Late whistle. Reading did an excellent job. We talked about several moments ago transitional buckets, second chance opportunities, and you saw the Rebels running the floor. Excellent job by the trailer. Tucker will go to the line. I mentioned he had 18 off the bench in 21 minutes last time out, 20 years of age. He's a good three-point shooter. 6'7", $195, Volunteer State Community College, Nashville, Tennessee. Knocks home the second. It's a three-point cushion for the Rebels, looking to snap a 5-game slide. Jackson set the screen for Smith, tried to escape. Lee picks up the dribble, goes inside. That is a tough entry pass. And then just another opportunity missed right around the rim. Lee has it, he will not hesitate. Hinson's knocked down a couple threes as well. Back iron. I think sometimes those missed bunnies can be very discouraging. Breaks got to keep crashing the boards. They can't get out rebounded. Simmons put it on the floor, got banged, and he'll go to the line for 2. So Tucker met him at the baseline, tried to cut it off. See if Ja'Kai Simmons gets involved a little more in this offense. Not saying making the focal point. You got to get him going as well in space. Averaging 19 a game, 81% free throw shooter, first at 2. First is good. Simmons knocks down the second. Breaks trailing by 1, 76-75. Lee, finally contested shot, but nobody boxes out. An easy rebound coming out. Second chance opportunity once again for the Rebels. And finally, Smith pushes it. Using that body and frame. Tough shot, Chris Smith. Oh, contorted his body, floated to his left with the right hand, got it to drop. Little soft one. Hinson now picks up the dribble, looking for a little bit of help. Draw. Step back. In and out. Robinson over to Smith. Picks up the dribble. Which way they're going to go? So that was on Tucker. Got a little too handsy. His second. Caldwell checks back in. Who was rocking the rim with back-to-back flushes. Simmons little stutter step down the baseline. Got caught up, drops off. Over to Early. Over to Smith. Lee on him, banging Robinson. Trying to create. Oh, you gotta be kidding. You can't guard that. Oh my goodness. Hinson. Jackson now. Robinson will push it. Breaks with a 3, can knot it up. Robinson over to Early. Off the mark. Jackson can't corral it. Back in the hands of the Rebels, left to right. They lead it by 3. Getting a little sloppy early on in this third quarter, and a little handsy too. I think they're going to tag Ja'Kai Simmons with it. Simmons. Basically letting a referee know that's a soft call. Little love tap. Lee. Finally going a little cold right now with 8:35 to go in the third quarter. Jump ball, good hustle play by the Rebels. Caldwell getting on the floor along with Jackson, jump ball. (79-76). 143 points scored in that first half. I mean, pretty much kind of like a YMCA game on a Saturday afternoon. Back tap, which way is going to go? And breaks ball. And you see who's on the floor right now for the breaks. You've got 4 primary scorers and you have 1 primary ball handler on Robinson. I'd like to see Chris Smith get back down on the low block, draw that double team, then you can kick it. Maybe get Early slashing to the rim. Ja'Kai Simmons slashing to the rim. Robinson, kind of that mold of a Ja'Kai Simmons. You know, he's a feisty guard, strong guard, arguing the turnover, but that's the right call. But he's an explosive scorer, but he also looks to facilitate and dish. James is scorer first. Robinson wants to facilitate, but they're kind of in the same mold. And James had 39 against Reading. They box off the baseline brilliantly. Skip it, Hinson. Count it! 33 with a 3-ball. Reading doing an outstanding job from beyond the arc. Smith trying to create a little bit of space, hesitates. Almost was reluctant to pull the trigger. Knotted up at 79 apiece, under 8 to go in this third quarter. Bucket for Reading can take the lead. Lee, why not? Off the mark, nobody boxed out. Goodwin flying to the rim. Robinson behind the back, trying to slither again, create, drop off to Jackson. They'll pull him out. Simmons thought about it. 12-footer, rejected. Caldwell got a paw on it. Shot clock winding down. Got to get going. 5, 4, 3. Robinson, Smith, Coffin corner. That's off the mark. Reading has it with an opportunity to stretch the lead. Entry pass inside. They want to reset with 12 on the shot clock, 7:05 in the third. Caldwell catch and shoot. That is a very long 3, not the shot you want. Smith has it over to Robinson, pushes it quickly against the timeline. Got caught up, dish, and an excellent one. Early trailed brilliantly. Knotted up at 81 apiece. 6:48 to go in this third frame. This pace suits the breaks, and a turnover, Reading. Reading wants to talk about it. 6:38 to go in this third. We are knotted up at 81 apiece. This is 94 by 50.
All right, full timeout. Jersey Shore, please.
Hey, I'm Bob Fahey. This is Andrew Joseph. We're the owners here at Boatyard 401 in Point Pleasant Beach.
Priding ourselves on good vibe, good service, good food, somewhere everybody can kind of hang out and commune.
I think you guys pride yourselves on quality people on the staff. Absolutely. We both with your class.
Yeah, very, very proud of that.
So thank you guys for that and having some cool fun spots to hang out in. It was really awesome.
Yeah, it's a great party, with the outside deck that we have out here in the summertime. You're overlooking all the fishing boats. Point Beach is like the salt of the earth as far as the Jersey Shore goes. It's a great place to live. It's a great place to work out. It's a great place to eat and drink at. Live music. We got a little bit of something for everyone.
One of my favorite moments here was there's a time there's an older couple sitting at the bar, and their friends walked in. They turned around and they said, "Oh, welcome to the Point Beach Community Center." And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah. We always look to expand, and what he's doing is obviously some crazy expansion. So we're always happy to support good humans like Eric, and big things ahead, hopefully.
This is the fastest sprint, sponsored by Tetra Performance. Once again, Tetra Performance. All right, make room for the participants. Make room. These guys are fast, very fast. One of the reasons why they probably go to Tetra Performance. All right, once again, Team Tetra. All right, clear it out. These are some big boys going to be rumbling through here. All right, Dave, raise your hand. Dave. All right, probably going to do it during the next time out. Participants are being checked by our trainers. Justin Robinson.
Under 6 to play. All right, we apologize for that, folks. We're back live. 5:35 to go. 86-83. So forgive us for no audio for the last minute or so. Simmons now puts it on the floor. Robinson. Drop off and a nice lay-in. Funches with the trailer. By the way, clarity, that was a TV timeout, mandatory timeout. Neither team got tagged. One of the refs said first Reading, then they said Jersey Shore. Nonetheless, mandated TV timeout. Clausewell puts it on the floor, off his leg, gonna go back the other way. Nope, they're gonna stay with Jersey Shore.
Previous players under review. Jersey Shore basketball.
88-83, breaks up by 5. Robinson just slithering and creating, a little out of control though, turnover. Such a good player, but sometimes you'll get that. And in traffic, both teams offensively a little out of sorts. Lee, the shot hasn't dropped in the third, but again, he can go on a heater. Smith, drop off, Coffin corner. That's off the mark by Simmons. Back tap, Smith hustling, the veteran doing an excellent job. Robinson trying to slow it down a little bit. Looking back over to Smith. They'll swing it one more time. That's off the mark. Santel can't get it to drop, and the lead sits at 5 for the breaks. So Scott banged and went to the line. Put it on the floor, a little decisive. But you see defensively, whether you want to say it's Reading's, their shot's not falling, but defensively you see a little more activity from Jersey Shore. You just figure that both teams, the pace, they were not going to be able to keep this type of shooting efficiency up. Stanbeck checks in, Robinson checks back out. I believe Robinson's definitely going to have a hand in this one, especially come the fourth quarter. He can go on those runs where he scores 6, 8, 9 points all by himself. 88-84, trying to take a little more pressure off the veteran, Chris Smith. He'll draw that double, picks up the dribble, trying to wrap around. Santel has it, back over to Smith. Looking for that screen, drawing the double high arcer. Count it, Chris Smith! Got it to drop. 90-84, 6-point cushion for the breaks. Causwell, nice shot. Nice little soft touch by the 25-year-old. 90-86, breaks up by 4. 3:30 to go. Oh, excellent entry pass and an easy lay-in. Gorgeous touch pass by Chris Smith. Doesn't have to score 25. Does all the little things, rebound, and you saw that gorgeous assist right there. 92-86. Looking to go inside again. Contested 3. Hinson thought he was fouled. Smith now wants to push it. And Lee got a paw on it. Goodwin checks back in. Fritz checks out. For Reading, Callaway, number 10, on the floor for the breaks with 3:11 to go. Smith takes a blow, most likely for the final 3:11. Conserve and reserve him for the fourth quarter.
All right, last call on the 50-50. Make sure you get those 50-50 tickets if you want to be a winner.
Doesn't drop for Stanbeck. I think with 3 left, this is where you got to get Simmons involved a little more, do you not? Tipped around, good hustle play by Reading again. Just doing more damage is Goodwin. 33-year-old using that 6'9" frame. Bodied up, no one boxed him out. And that lead is now 4. Little too handsy on the floor by Scott with Callaway. Want to go right to the rim. 92-88, breaks up by 4, 2:43 to go.
Don't forget, Monmouth Park Charity 6th Annual Golf Invitational, Monday, September 14th, 2026. Sun Eagles Golf Club. Santel, not the shot you want. And they still really haven't pressed. Thought maybe they at least go a little more 2-3. Well, Lee all of a sudden has gone cold, and they want to get out and run to the breaks. Callaway, idea was there. They couldn't get it through, though. Drop off. Hinson, they'll swing it, skip it, coffin corner. Lee missed again. Very quiet third quarter. 24 at the break. Simmons trying to create. Good look inside. Simmons off the trailer. Count it! Oh, that is a big bucket. They needed that one. The grizzled vet, Funches. Little soft with the touch. Wouldn't be denied. Timeout on the floor. Rebels will take it. It'll be a full 1:55 to go in this third. Breaks up 94-88. This is 94 by 50. Exclusively on NY48 WWON 2 TV.
All right, great fans, if you have your 50-50 tickets, that's good news. If you don't, that's bad news.
Inside St. Rose's. Breaks up by 6, 94-88. Funches converted a tough basket right around the rim. So pretty interesting start to the inaugural 94 by 50 lead. Capital off to a torrid pace, 10-0. Got a bunch of teams searching for their third victories, 2 of them playing right now on a Saturday afternoon. The Breaks and the Rebels. Rebels looking to snap their 5-game slide. Cal struggling a little bit. Viper struggling a little bit. San Diego trying to get a little momentum. Very long season. New York showing they can score a lot. Caldwell over to Hinson, stolen away, Ja'Kai Simmons, look out! Oh my goodness! The right-handed jam by the high flyer. Oh, we haven't seen that in some time. You get him on the wing. The elevation is there. Drop off at the 6th floor. Brandon Alexander checks in for the first time. Coop, number 22, the veteran, silky smooth lefty, can knock down a big 3 if needed. 97-88. Breaks trying to expand this lead right now. Buck 18 to go in the third. Stambeck off the mark. Redding did a good job of boxing out Alexander right there, trying to slice into his deficit after the emphatic right-handed flush. Lee still all of a sudden ice cold right now. Oh, you gotta be kidding me right now. So Randy Holmes just got teed up. And the reason he got the tee is because the referee said he was too close to the end line, and I gotta be honest, that is a rough call. I mean, that is just, come on. I don't typically like to call out the referees there. This is a tight gymnasium in St. Rose's, so you have to have a little wiggle room. I mean, if that's the case, I'll be broadcasting in the parking lot. Well, you might as well bookmark that one. 97-89, because that could potentially, give a little juice to Reading right now, under 55 seconds to go. Callaway being harassed, skips it, handoff, Stanbeck now, thinking about it. And a nice lay-in by Stanbeck with the right hand, 99-89. I still can't, I cannot get over that tee. Under 35 seconds to go in this third quarter. They'll skip it. Lee has missed his last 6 shots from the floor. Callaway, Simmons, count it! Ja'Kai Simmons pulling the trigger from 3. 102-89, and it's gonna go back the other way. No, it's gonna stay with the Rebels with 17.9 to go. Defensively, the break starting to ratchet up a little. The third quarter has been a decisive one. Reading's gone cold, the breaks have been hot. Lee finally working hard for his bucket. Plenty of time, Simmons pulls it over to Callaway. He hit one last time. Oh, he drew the contact. They're gonna call it? Oh, he did the same thing last weekend against the Vipers late at the break. Nailed the 3, and right now drew the contact. So the first one is true with point. They should put .2 back on the clock. Actually, check that. They're gonna put .4. Second rattles home. 104-91. Third quarter has been the difference. I mean, the break's exploding in this one. Third is good. Last gas, Lee heave off the glass. So after 3 quarters of action, the break's starting to pull away a little bit. They lead it by 14, 105-91. This is 94 by 50, exclusively on NY 48 WWON TV. We'll step aside, fourth quarter coming up.
Anytime we end up coming back to the beach, that at some point, one way or the other, we end up here for lunch. It's pretty much become, the culture of coming to the beach at the Jersey Shore. We're super excited to have them as part of the Breaks family. They are one of our primary sponsors for the upcoming season. This is James' first time here, so we're gonna have him try a bunch of different things.
I'm definitely gonna get something with protein, definitely a smoothie, but I also wanna try a couple, maybe a bowl and definitely a couple of the shots that I wanna try as well.
I'm a Power Bowl guy, a little bit of protein, a little granola, a little mixture of some fruits. Pretty good.
Being a part of the Breaks is amazing. You guys are starting here in Belmar, where we started quite a few years ago when we grew. We're at almost 400 stores now, and see you guys grow and be a part of us and the community as well.
Knowing that it's right down the street from where we're playing basketball now, we'll definitely be bringing, as many players as we can over here to check it out and continuously promote them as they're supporting us.
We're about to pick a winner for the 50-50, so listen up very carefully. One ticket, the winning ticket will get $225. All right, here's the winning ticket number. It's a lot of numbers. 365, 33-7-1-2. We have a winner! Congratulations!
Back inside St. Rose's High School as we get set for the fourth quarter of action. Breaks up 105-91. 91. This was a 72-71 game at the break, and the Jersey Shore Breaks outscoring Reading Rebels 33-20. Ja'Kai Simmons with that emphatic right-handed flush. Early has 20, Robinson 17. And if you're a fan of the Rebels, Lee had 24 at the break, 26, so only 2 in that third quarter. 1 bucket, struggled a lot. Coswell did an excellent job disrupting that shot. Callaway gives it right back up, and they'll lose it. Oh, that is a late call. That's a late whistle, at least from my vantage point. Alexander, Funchess, Stanbeck, Simmons, Callaway on the floor right now for the Breaks. As I mentioned, Reading, it's been a tough little stretch for them on the road, 0-5. And in this second half thus far, in the third quarter, the shot hasn't fallen. And again, to be fair and objective here, some of the calls have been a little wishy-washy. I think they've helped out both sides here and there, but you always want consistency with the refereeing crew. I think some calls were missed, and I think the way the first half played out, they were a lot more physical and they let them play a little more. Now, early on in the fourth quarter, not as liberal with the whistle. 107-91, lead balloons to 16 early in this fourth, though plenty of time. Reading still working hard underneath the glass. Hinson, Lee, got to get him going. I mean, he has just struggled in the second half. And courtesy, they switched. You saw what they did. And Alexander, even though he's a veteran, he's long and lanky, but he's a good defender. And you see they put him on Lee. Looks like Coswell was underneath. Slip in and tip it. 107-93. So I can see the adjustment. You got to imagine Chris Smith will come back in right around 10 or 9 minutes left in this game. Simmons left it short, tipped around. Hinson has it. Rebels want to get out and run with it. Lee thought about it. Baseline coming back the other end. And the layup was missed. Wide open layoff. And Scott, I believe, missed it, number 0. Had the baseline all to himself, drew the contact. Or is that Coswell drawing the contact? So indeed it was Coswell, 25-year-old, going to the line for 2. So shot's not falling. Another way to slice into this deficit. I think Holmes is going to go with some fresh bodies right now. That's exactly what he's doing. So it's like a fresh crew coming in, the night shift. Robinson back out on the floor. Smith, Santel, Early, who's had a quiet 20. And Jackson, who just pulled it down, back on the floor. Smith bringing it up. See how quickly they try to get it back to Robinson to create. 11 on the shot clock. Santel, entry pass cut off.
Foul number 0, Miles Carter, his third personal. Team second.
Side out. Smith with the shot clock winding down, using that big frame and body, off balance shot, drops home. 15-point cushion right now for the Breaks, hitting the 10-minute mark. High arcing 3 doesn't fall. The 3-point shot has not dropped for the Breaks. JS drop off. I don't think Jackson saw it. Reading now with an opportunity off the turnover. Anthony Lee. just can't find the shot in the second half. Hinson drawing the Smith assignment. Robinson sneaking around and curling. Just gets lost among the trees. Long step back, Smith off the glass. Jackson rips it down. Early left it way short. Reading now pushing it, trailing by 15. They got to get going, 9:20 to go. Causwell hesitates. That's off the mark. So the three that was falling with ease in the first and second quarter, not there. Offensively, they can't find any type of rhythm or rhyme. Robinson, JS, tipped around, opportunity again. Courageous to the rim, no call though. Bodies banging, another opportunity for the Rebels. Keep slicing and dicing into this deficit. And they finally get it to drop. Scott among the trees, 109-96. Robinson setting up the offense, 17 on the shot clock, 8:40 on the game clock. See that two-man game pick and roll, and a little floater with the right hand, brilliantly executed by the guard to the vet. Jackson, the recipient of that. The blocking call with 8:28 to go. I want to remind everyone, if you are tuning in to New York 48, coming up after breaks basketball on New York 48, I Married Joan, followed by Pennsylvania Union Arena football at 8 p.m. live as they take on the Cedar Rapids Titans. So you go from a little basketball to a little football on this Saturday in the spring. 8:28 remaining in this fourth quarter. So ice cold, the Rebels have gone from the floor, trailing by 15. Robinson, I just don't know if that's a shot you want, and a jailbreak opportunity. That's the last thing you want. Give the Rebels any type of life. You don't need a three there. 111-98. That's a full timeout by the breaks.
Once again, we have the fastest sprint competition, sponsored by Tetra Performance.
So the breaks need some tips going into this season. Anybody got any ideas?
Yes, they need to prepare in the preseason. They have to get their information together, their W-2s, their 1099s, their expenses.
They can't leave points on the board. We got to make sure they're taking their open deductions. Team gear, office supplies, everything else they got.
This might be too much to put on their plates, though. Sometimes you gotta find an open teammate and use a professional, like us.
All right, if you want to enhance your speed and a lot of other things, you go to Tetra Performance. All right, here we go. All right, we have two jets now. Two jets, one game, one speed. Here goes one, two jets. Here we go, Jeff. Down! Jeff. All right, he's okay. We can go again. We get another one. All right. He's not disqualified right here. All right, here's the other day. Come down! All right, here's Steve. He tried out for the Jersey Shore Breaks. Let's see how much speed he has. All right, Steve, show us what you got. Let's see. Here we go, he's fast. All right, looks like we have a third Jeff. It looks like the second Jeff. All right, here he goes. All right, Jeff. All right, Jeff.
getting a little hairy out there for a moment.
Dave is the winner.
All right, 8:04 to go in this fourth quarter. Breaks lead this one, 111-98. They did an excellent job of the adjustments, really face guarding, doubling, and disrupting, contesting the shot of one Anthony Lee. As I mentioned, 24 in the first half, only 26. So 2 in the second half. Breaks moving it right to left. Home Blues looking to make it 2 straight. Reading trying to snap their 5-game slide. They haven't won yet on the road. Breaks, if they hold on, will try to make it 3 straight tomorrow against New York. Smith banging, banging, banging. Can't drop it. Reading's got to get going. Hinson, drop off. Pull him right back out. Stambeck on him. Fighting through the screen, another drop off. Finally, and it drops home. Hinson, so plenty of time to go. 7:18. Reading needed that one desperately. 111-101. Plenty of time. Callaway will invite to my right at the broadcast booth. Reading now doing a little more face guarding with Chris Smith. They easily get it in the Stanback. Again, we talked a little bit about that fortuitous bounce, but you just don't need that shot right there. It's a 10-point lead. Work the ball in. Hinson gives it right back up, receives it. Smith on him. They'll swing it one more time. Back out. Just nailed 1 3. Can't convert the second. This is why you have Chris Smith on the floor. Settle things down a little bit. Early bounce pass to Stanback. He's missed his last 3, and again, I get it, you know, but at this point, you got to be smarter offensively. Last 3 possessions, not smart basketball. Can't convert the alley-oop. They want it, the foul, and how about this? Reading still alive, big time, plenty of time with some momentum right now. Lee's been so quiet. Count it! Anthony Lee ripping the twine with a 3. And that gets the Rebels off their bench and off their feet. Another defensive fourth quarter lapse by the Breaks. Inexcusable. Referee signals the full timeout. They need to take the full timeout. Up 15 in this one. And now they sit with a 5-point lead. 6:02 to go in the fourth. They are going to be kicking themselves if they lose this one. They're just, at times, there's too much ISO ball. And they work well. 2-man game, pick and roll, spacing on the floor. We know the game of basketball is all about runs, but sometimes teams make it a lot harder than it has to be. You got Reading, their coaching staff firing up the players. They are engaged, and I'm looking to my right at the Breaks bench, and you just got guys, you know, heads are down a little bit, a lot of talking. They just don't, right now, they're just not on the same page. And this is when you need veterans like a Robinson, like a Chris Smith. You got to calm the waters right now. Because this game, They're leading this game by 5, but it can easily slip away with a couple baskets by Reading, and I've seen this team too many times, Jersey Shore. Last year, early on in this year, sometimes teams, they get punched in the mouth, they don't know how to respond. And see what the breaks can do. You got character guys right now, you got to put it together. Robinson might have gotten away with a travel. Drops off to Stambeck, who's missed his last 3, make it his last 4. Smith battling under the glass. He crashes down. Possession, Reading. Hinson now with the hot hand. That 3 is way off the mark, though, but he's hit his last 2 prior to that. Simmons will walk it across. Robinson now. Stambeck has not been able to find his shot. They had the matchup they wanted with Smith. Simmons picks up the dribble. Shot clock winding down. Stambeck for 3. Just has not been able to find it today. The ball's got to run through number 5 or number 12 for the breaks. Count it! Bang! Another 3 by the Rebels. And their confidence right now is growing. Tucker pulled the trigger, 111, 109. Robinson got caught up in the air, received it back, swings it over to Simmons, Hinson on him. They got the matchup down on the low block, they don't recognize it. Shot clock winding down, 5-4, gotta get going, in traffic, counter off the glass. Oh, they needed that one big time, a little breathing room. 113, 109, breaks up by 4, 4:30 to go. Another 3 off the mark, front of the iron, that doesn't drop. Tucker, the lefty, left it short. 4-point lead for the breaks. Oh my goodness, nobody boxed out the vet. Jackson said, I'll take it from here. 115, 109, back up to 6. Good defensive stop. Jackson clogged the middle. Smith underneath, can't convert, gets it back, kick out Simmons, in and out. Life for the Rebels, down 6, 3:40 to go. Hinson, who's had a couple big 3s, can't find the bucket on that one, picks it back up. Lee, bang! Anthony Lee again. Quiet in this third quarter, quiet for the first 7 minutes of the fourth, now starting to come alive with 6. Couple big 3s for the vet. Robinson being harassed. Stambeck a little late to set the screen. Shot clock at 10. Robinson trying to create. Coffin corner. Chris Smith got to have it. Off the mark. Tipped around. Stambeck has it back over to Simmons. Count it. Ja'Kai Simmons drops home to 3. Reading wants to talk about it. 118, 112. 256. Second chance points. And Simmons made him pay. And frustration now to my left, to the Rebels sideline. Their bench that was just up in arms. A lot of energy a couple moments ago. A lapse defensively. Of course, don't forget, after breaks basketball in New York 48, I Married Joan, followed by Pennsylvania Union Arena football at 8 p.m. live, Cedar Rapids. The Titans and Pennsylvania Union Arena. How about that matchup? So check out my good friends over at TV 48. And of course on the YouTube channel, 94 by 50. So timeout situation, 1:32 left for Reading, 2 for Jersey Shore. Still plenty of time. Reading down by 6, 118, 112. But the adjustments have been made by the Jersey Shore breaks, and conversely, the shot just hasn't dropped for Reading like it was in that first and second quarter. I mean, they were shooting right around 55%. But a couple big 3s from the vet, Anthony Lee, and they're still well within striking distance. Plenty of time left in this one. 2:56 to go. 2:30s, 1 full left for Reading, I'm being told. Lee off balance. Counted again, Anthony Lee. 4-point lead right now for the Breaks. This kid's unbelievable. He's fun to watch. Stolen away. Robinson got his pocket picked. And then he got away with a foul. He got a little handsy there. Oh, I think the refs missed that one. Robinson got a little handsy. Carter almost picked his pocket. A little love tap of the jersey. They got away with one. 118, 114, 2:27 to go. Breaks up by 4. Early. That doesn't drop. Back tapped around. Hustle play. Robinson again. In the corner. That doesn't drop. Bodies crashing a third time. What are they going to call? Just don't know why the Breaks are in love with the 3-point shot right now. Up by 4 with 2:11 to go. And Reading bailed him out. Side out, Jersey Shore. 14 on the shot clock. Right now, I think this is where you got to get the ball in number 5's hands, the veteran. Get Chris Smith on the low block. Got to get going. 9-8, taking way too much time. Behind the back pass. Stripped away, stolen. Numbers for Reading. Easy lay-in. It is down to... Deficit's down to 2, 118, 116. $1:53 to go. Say what you want about this team, the Reading Rebels. 0-3 on the road. They've dropped 5 straight, 2-7. But they are showing you a tremendous amount of grit and heart right now. Jersey Shore's got to find a bucket right now. It just blows my mind the ball's not going into number 5's hands down on the low block. Early looking to create with Hinson on him. Early quiet in this fourth. A bucket can tie it, a 3 can take the lead for Reading, and now you got to get a body on number 23. This is where he absolutely will just kill you. Oh, forget about number 23. Carter, the 25-year-old from Philly. Palumbo High product, Delaware State, all MEAC. Knots it up at 118 with a $1:23 to go. Robinson for 3, rattles around the all-time leader from Monmouth with a 3. Breaks led this one by as many as 15. They lead it by 3 with 112. Stutter stagger step, little short. Robinson has it. See if they slow it down a little bit. 106 to go. Breaks up by 3. Robinson trying to slither down the boulevard. Almost lost the handle. A little too much. Back out. Over to Simmons. Shot clock at 10. 9. Robinson. 3. Off the mark. Can't convert. Plenty of time left. Timeout on the floor. 45.6 to go. Rebels trailing by 3. 121, 118. We will keep it here and we'll get the timeout situation. Jersey Shore with 1 full. Reading with 2 30s. This game was 72-71 at the break. Breaks did a heck of a job defensively, outscoring the Rebels in the third quarter. They were up by as many as 15 in the fourth with about 9 and some change to go, and Reading just continue to chip away. And if you are a Breaks fan, you got to be beside yourself again. They just do not make it easy for themselves. They don't. Could have easily put this Reading Rebels team away, and they got a little just too cute, settled for too many jump shots. I mean, you're up by 6 points with the lead. You're firing off 3s with 18 seconds to go on the shot clock. It's not good basketball. And if you're in that Breaks huddle defensively, you got to be thinking one thing: get a body on number 23. And here's the rub: if you're gonna follow and roam around number 23 Anthony Lee, that's arguably one of the best 3-point shooters in this league, then listen, you almost use him as a decoy. And I'm wondering if Hinson's going to be on the floor, number 33. He's been able to drain a couple from beyond the arc. How many timeouts left? So Reading has no timeouts left. So just want to get a little clarity because they called that timeout under 3. So they've got no timeouts left, 45.6 to go. 121-118. Rebels were down big in the fourth quarter. They've got possession. A 3 can tie it. And they're moving left to right. Reading led this one early in the first, back and forth in the second. Breaks pulled away in the third and the fourth, and the Rebels fought back. And as I said, you got to keep an eye on number 23. Oh, they're going to get it on the floor, though. And that's early banging against Lee. He'll get called for tripping. So it'll be side out. 38.9 to go. Reading trailing by 3, 121-118. Shot clock at 15. Game clock showing 34. Lee, flash for a moment, gives it right back. High arcing 3, count it! Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me! Nothing but nylon for Carter. We are knotted up at 121. 23 seconds ago. Jersey Shore's calling a timeout. What a gutsy performance by these Road Warriors looking for their first road win of the season. Knotted up at 121, and the Breaks absolutely beside themselves, blowing a 15-point fourth quarter lead. 21.4 to go in this fourth. Breaks call timeout. So that's their last timeout. We will keep it here. My goodness. What a gut check moment there for Reading. It's a heck of a job. And if you're Jersey Shore, again, I feel as though I'm belaboring the point. Robinson needs to create. You just need your best look at the basket. But this is why you also have number 5 on the floor, Chris Smith. Now, you know they might use him as a decoy, and you might get that pick and roll. You might get that roamer. Robinson can break down the defenses, and the way they've been calling these games late, you also might have an opportunity to go right to the basket, try to get the benefit of the call, and win it on the line late. So let's just reset it. 21.4 on the game clock, 20 on the shot clock. So you have a 1.4 second differential. Buckle up right here on a Saturday afternoon in North Jersey. 94 by 50. Rich Quinones courtside. Excellent comeback by the Rebels. We are knotted up at 121 apiece. Neither team has a timeout remaining. 21.4 to go. Early, Robinson, Smith, Simmons. Robinson receives it. Carter meets him, and he's going to milk this one down and see if he penetrates. He's got to get going. Under 10, 9, 8. Who's going to be the hero for the Breaks? Early, trying to put it on the floor, loses it. Coming back the other way. Rebels have a chance at the glass, at the buzzer. No! They can't convert, and we are going into overtime. Oh my goodness, buckle up, bonus basketball from Belmar. And we'll have it on the other side. After regulation, we are knotted up at 121 between the Rebels and the Breaks. And Randy Holmes needs to pull Clay Anthony early off the floor right now. You do not want to get assessed a T. 5 minutes of free basketball.
Alright, the first team to 132 will win this game. The first team to score 132 points. We will play with the Elam ending. Watch that scoreboard.
So we have an Elam ending. Meaning we add 11 to the score, and that's the target. So 132 is what either team has to reach. The first to 132 wins. 132. Elam ending. E-L-A-M. So, I know, it's complicated. So we're going to jump it up. We're going to do everything.
All right, so here we go. So as far as the bonus basketball, buckle up, Elam ending. So we're adding 11 points to the score right now. So whichever team gets to a $132 wins it. Welcome to 94 by 50. So 132 is the goal right here.
The clock will be running, but it will not mean anything. The first team to 132 points will be the winner of this game.
So 4 fouls,
On the fourth team foul.
and that gets the team to the line. So here you go. Buckle up. They're jumping it.
Let's go, Prince.
This might be fast and phonetic. Why not? 94 by 50. Toss it up. There we go. Back tap coming the other way. Looks like it'll be Jersey Shore basketball. So Smith, Jackson, Early, Simmons, Robinson on the floor right now for the breaks. But you got to be careful here because the thought is, all right, let's just chuck it from beyond the arc. Play a little defense, though, and just work it like you typically would. Smith, low block, off the glass, can't convert it. Now here comes Redding with an opportunity. Trailer, Lee got caught up. Hinson wide open three, off the mark, back tap. Here come the breaks. Catch and shoot. That doesn't fall. I mean, the clock to me almost becomes moot. Good defense right there by Jackson. Early now. Robinson thought about the three, gives it back off. Early. Just short. His shot hasn't fallen either. Got to get a body on Lee. Coast to coast, and he's met at the bucket. Lack of, just they did not get back on defense. First foul on the breaks. Leader line for 2. Mentioned Lee had 24 at the break, then start to come on very late in this one with a couple big threes. Him, Carter, Hinson, spurring the great comeback by the Rebels. First one is true. Well, there's going to be a flip side to this coin. This might be a fascinating gut check win for the Rebels and a just disheartening loss by the breaks. 123-121. The goal is 132. Robinson tipped around, and it's going to go back the other way for Redding. Santellan. Early checks out. Carter's had some big buckets too for the Rebels. Causwell as well, setting that screen on Robinson. They'll skip it. Hinson with a couple big threes too. Got caught up, swings it one more time. Lee catch and shoot. Off the mark. Smith has it, breaks down 2. Simmons pulls it right back out. Clean look, Robinson drains it. 124, 123. Breaks up by 1, but again, 132 wins it. Carter with Robinson draped on him. Simmons comes out right now. Carter wants to put it on the floor. Picks up the dribble, gets caught up. Back over, they'll swing it. Long three off the mark. Good hustle play by Reading. Another opportunity. Count it! Silky smooth with the left hand. Gotta be kidding me. Tucker. 126-124. Reading by 2. Robinson. That doesn't fall. I don't know about that possession. 6 more, wins it. Causewell. Off the mark, nobody boxed out. Back tap hustle play by Robinson, and the breaks right now defensively, they are gassed. 126-124. What a turn of events here. Tucker not gun shy. I mean, he's been pulling, him and Carter, they will not hesitate. Playing with a lot of confidence right now, drawing out Simmons, a stutter stagger step, kick out. In and out, that doesn't fall. Almost went down for a lead. Robinson right now, see whose legs are not gassed. Simmons catch and shoot wide open. You're starting to see both teams a little light with the shot, legs a little tired. Stop and pop, off the glass, 128, 124. Tired legs out there, both squads. Very short with some of their shots. Whip pass. JS with the left hand, that doesn't fall. They're gonna get him. And I think that was on Hinson. Can ill afford to not knock down these free throws right now. 54% free throw shooter. Santel. He's only been to the line entering today 11 times, 6 of 11. Misses the first. Simmons and Jackson coming out early, and Funches checking in. See a lot of frustration right now, and heads that are draped by the breaks. Junior to the line for the second. And got a friendly bounce. 128, 125, 4 points. 4 more win it for Reading. They've got 3-point shooters on the floor. Look inside, drop off one more time, in traffic, count it! That is a tough shot in traffic. Carter, phenomenal game when they need it, and he almost gets the steal. This kid is Philly true and true. Mentioned Dell State product, all MEAC for the Hornets, and right now he's stinging the breaks. 130, 125, breaks down by 5. Pretty much a moot point if they don't get a defensive stop coming down the other end. Reading's gonna get their first road win. Robinson catch and shoot, and Reading can win it with a bucket right here. Breaks need a stop defensively. Carter wants that clear out. Causewell obliges. Carter, stop and pop for the win! Off the mark. Robinson has it. Between the legs, among the trees, got it to drop. Still need a defensive stop, 130, 127. Carter looking for that screen, a little bit of daylight, pushing off Robinson. Swings it, Hinson for the win! That doesn't fall. Back tap. And the breaks have an opportunity to tie it up. Robinson skips. Santel off the mark, doesn't get back tap, and I think it was early, 130, 129. They're gonna let him play through. So a third opportunity for Reading to win it. And they want to talk about it. 130, 129. Little drama here in Belmar. So Reading's had 2 straight possessions where they can win it. And the Breaks desperate for a stop right here. Like I said, the Breaks, if they lose this game, they will be kicking themselves. Up 15 in the fourth quarter, they were cruising. And for a game that was 72-71, we talked a little bit about steering clear of that 130, 140. Well, here we go, 130, 129. But again, as you heard when we came in to overtime after the break, 132 wins it. You got some tired legs out there. And I just can't overstate this. It's a hell of a job by the Rebels. 2-7, losers of 5 straight. Got blown out the other night against New York, 0-3 on the road, and they can steal one on a Saturday afternoon in Belmar. Carter, Tucker, Hinson, Lee, Causwell on the floor right now for Reading. Robinson, Early, Simmons, Smith, and Funchess on the floor for Jersey Shore in their home Blues. 130, 129. Bucket here wins it for the Rebels. Carter has it. Across the timeline, Robinson meets him. Tucker flash for a moment. Carter, left hand, rejected, swatted away. Funchess. Another opportunity for the Rebels. Early on the inbounder, Hinson. See if Carter can just slither away out of the arms, and he almost does. Trying to get it to Lee. Got to get it into Carter with the layup. Wins it for the Rebels. Oh! He came out of nowhere right down the lane. Nobody got a body on number 20. Slithered right down the boulevard, down 95. And it was the 25-year-old Philly product, the Del State Hornet, that just stung the hearts out of the Breaks. 132, 129. The Rebels win it. Oh my goodness. What a win. They snapped their 5-game losing streak and they get their first win on the road. And they move to 3-7, and the Breaks fall to 2-7. We will take a breath and a timeout. We'll put a bow on this one coming back on the other side. This is 94 by 50. All right, back inside St. Rose High School. What a thrilling game and a thrilling win by the road team, the Reading Rebels, courtesy of a little floater in the lane by Carter. They win it 132-129. Does Reading over the Jersey Shore Breaks. Rich Quinones back down our broadcast booth. We want to thank everyone for tuning in, especially for those in New York on WWON TV 48. This is the game that the Breaks had. They were up 15 in the fourth quarter. Too much iso ball. Some ill-advised three-point shots. I also thought late they should have worked the ball in a lot more. Robinson, penetrating, trying to get Chris Smith involved. They settled way too much for their jump shots. And really the story is Reading. They shot the lights out in the first and second quarter, cooled off in the third. Anthony Lee had 24, finishes with 29, I believe, unofficially. Cooled off in the third, hit a couple big shots in the fourth, but it was Tucker, it was Carter, it was Causewell with a couple dunks. It was, Tucker. It was just a complete effort by the Reading Rebels. And quite frankly, they came in here and they ripped the game away late from Jersey Shore, who, if you're a Breaks fan, they had no business losing this game, but that is why they played the games. I want to remind everyone, too, right after tonight's telecast, don't forget, on New York 48, following Breaks basketball, I Married Joan, followed by the Pennsylvania Union Arena football at 8 p.m. live as they take on Cedar Rapids Titans. So the Breaks will have very quick turnaround to wash away this bitter pill. They got to travel to New York to take on the Phoenix on a Sunday afternoon. We'll be back here courtside next week in a little double dip on a Saturday and Sunday, but once again, the final, Reading over the Breaks, 132-129 for our entire crew, and those tuning in on 94/50, and of course, WWON TV 48 in New York. I'm Rich Quinones. We hope you enjoyed tonight's telecast and our broadcast, and we'll see you next weekend courtside. Good night, everyone.
Hey, I'm Bob Fahey. This is Andrew Joseph. We're the owners here at Boatyard 401 in Point Pleasant Beach.
Priding ourselves on good vibe, good service, good food, somewhere everybody can kind of hang out and commune.
I think you guys pride yourselves in quality people on the staff as
Absolutely.
you bring that up. So you both should feel proud. So
Yeah.
I'll cheers
Very,
to that.
very,
I'm
very
sure.
proud of that.
So thank you guys for that, and having some cool, fun spots to hang out in is really awesome.
Yeah,
so thank you for that.
It's a great party room. With the outside deck that we have out here in the summertime, you're overlooking all the fishing boats. Point Beach is like the salt of the earth as far as the Jersey Shore goes. It's a great place to own. It's a great place to work at. It's a great place to eat and drink at. Live music. We got a little bit of something for everyone.
One of my favorite moments here was there's a time there's an older couple sitting at the bar, and their friends walked in. They turned around and they said, "Oh, welcome to the Point Beach Community Center." And I was like, yes.
Yeah. We always look to expand, and what he's doing is obviously some crazy expansion. So we're always happy to support good humans like Eric, and big things ahead, hopefully.